So I bought one of these Elite Novo Smart Smart Trainers. I got it from Halfords. They have a deal at the moment where in euro it's 192, but you can get a discount various ways for 10% to bring it down to around 172. I had a regular turbo trainer before this. Build quality itself, I mean, it's all right. There's a metal chassis on it. Fairly good quick release thing here for in and out. The previous one I had, you had to use a spanner. The resistance unit and all the electronics, mostly plastic. Put it together and it's fine. It's got the rubber roller thing you plug in. Little light comes on here. You can see when thing's active and it goes into sleep mode. I don't know what the second connector's for, but there's a single power connector and away you go. So that's all very standard. It doesn't come with a riser block, you need your own. You do need a riser block, and this thing supports Ant Plus, Bluetooth and some other things there. It's got an inbuilt power meter. Now that's the thing that's probably most interesting, is how accurate this thing is. So what I also have in this bike is a Power to Max power meter. Now it's not that old, so I imagine the calibration on that should be pretty good. So what I have here, I'm just going to load up Zwift, and I'll use it to read the data from the turbo power meter, and separate to that I'm going to use my Garmin here, a bit of reflection. It's going to be hard to see this, but we're going to use my my Garmin to view the power from the Power to Max power meter. Okay, so let's set up Zwift so that we've got our just kick things into life here. So it's found the Power to Max meter already. Now it's found the Smart Turbo. So I'm going to unpair the Power to Max, do a search, and we're going to choose the Smart Turbo. So they're all for cadence and controllable, and we go okay that. And let's just go in here and just do the ride option. Okay, so bear with me, just get on the bike. Now I'll tell you in advance that I've seen a discrepancy. I'll just spin up here. So the one of interest is the power. So just pedaling away here, 152 watts. Let's get up to around what are we on here? 1% grade. And just change some gears. Okay, so 148. It's downhill, I assume. Yeah, there's pretty much freewheeling in here. Now we're starting to get bigger numbers. So according to this, 249. According to the, well, I can get the two of the screen at the same time. But there's a huge difference here. I mean, I'm looking at potentially 60 watts more. You can see yourself. Because there's no way I'm pushing 320 watts. So there's a big difference. Now the good news is you can fix this. But what I'd say first, if you want to use the Smart Turbo for training, and the numbers are not calibrated, it probably doesn't matter so long as you just know your numbers and base your training off that. Just don't expect in the real world to be getting power ratings like that. So what are the options to fix this? Firstly, I haven't fixed mine. What there is an app. There's a real trainer calibration and this calibration tool FEC. You just run this. Just a second to go back here. So this calibration tool, and we hit start here. This is connecting to the power meter. Now I need to read up on this because the particular power meter I have is not listed in the drop down. I'm just trying to wake it up here. There we go. See, it doesn't have my particular power meter listed, so I need to figure out that. Press start and oops. You got these P1, P2, P3, you set those. Now to figure out what they're already at, just stop this. There is that second app, which is the IFEC tool thing. Click on connect here. So it's waiting now for the data from the... According to the instructions, you had to use a serial cable, but it seems to work perfectly fine off the Bluetooth. So again, you have to wake this thing up. It shows you what this P1, P2 numbers are. Could be that the other app is conflicting with it. Let's try and close it. But the idea is that you set your it's not finding it here, so this other app, can't close it now. This other app seems to be causing maybe conflict here. But the idea is that you use a power meter that's known good, and you get up to 20 kilometers an hour, and then you use that value then to set P1, and then you do a 20, 30 and 40 I think, and that calibrates your power meter. So if you want to race, do those virtual races and have honest numbers, you're going to have to go through this motion of calibration, but you're going to have to get a power meter to do that. So as far as I can see, it's a great tool. It's well worth the money. Fantastic reaction. It's smooth in the apps. You hit a hill, you feel the resistance, but just don't, out of the box, don't believe the power numbers. They're, in my case, they're really high, and I looked at forums and they suggest as well that other people's readings were high out of the box. And so you're going to have to get a power meter and calibrate.